So there was something yesterday. So obviously, when the Mavericks traded Luka, it didn't sit well. So Nico Harrison's the general manager. He talked for the first time since that disastrous trade, that controversial trade, but he wouldn't allow cameras or recording devices. So it was just a circus. So I mean, if you're going to make the trade, man up, stand behind it, and deal with the outcomes. So that's the first thing. You can't hold a press conference 2.5 months later and nobody can record it. Weak sauce. Secondly, Luka scored 45 points the last time he faced the Mavs. So when Nico Harrison said yesterday, defense wins championships, you couldn't defend Luka. So, yeah, defense matters. I'm not saying it doesn't, but buckets bring banners in this sport. So there's basically a rule in the NBA. And this is my entire life, this has been the rule, especially in the NBA. Whoever gets the superstar wins the trade. Always. Back in the 70s, Lou Alcindor was the best player in the game. The Bucks won a title in 71. And by the mid-70s, Lou Alcindor went to the organization privately and said, I want out. So they made a trade, and it actually, now Kareem did not let it out to help the organization. And they got really good players. The Bucks got a haul, and Kareem went on to win like 5 trophies with the Lakers, and the Bucks never did until Giannis. So it's a superstar-driven sport. There's 2 or 3 things that always happen when you get the star. Other stars like to play with stars. So, you know, when all of a sudden when LeBron and Wade and Bosh were together, Shane Battier and Ray Allen left the Celtics. He's like, yeah, I'll play for that team. I'll get jumpers. I'll get looks. So that's the first thing. Luka's going to be, and LeBron are going to be very attractive to other players. And the other thing is stars historically, especially veteran stars, they get that whistle in the playoffs. And that's the reality. So there was no way to win this trade. But what it really comes down to is almost everybody is tradable. I mean, Michael Jordan in his prime wasn't, and LeBron in his prime wasn't. But think about this if it was an NFL trade. So all they got was 1 first-round pick, a very good but older AD who's injury-prone, and Max Christie. My comp in the NFL is that would be like trading Joe Burrow, Bengals quarterback. Now, Joe Burrow, like Luka, has had some injuries. Joe Burrow, like Luka, doesn't have a trophy. But it would be like trading Joe Burrow and getting 1 first-round pick, a forgettable slot receiver, and a really good left tackle who's injury-prone and past his prime. You'd be fired immediately. So the fact that Nico has kept his job has always led me to believe that ownership said, you're going to take the hit, we're moving off him. So Mark Cuban sold the team, lost his influence. Mark Cuban wouldn't have sold him, in my opinion. And so Nico's taken the hit for this. And I do think ownership, and I've said this before, when they did the new CBA, got the really great young players can get a max contract of $75 million a year and $350 million. I mean, that's almost double LeBron, what he's getting in his prime. Maybe it is double. It's one thing for a billionaire to pay a great athlete $35 million annually. When you're paying somebody $75 billion, even if you're a billionaire, you have to consider everything. And first of all, he wasn't in great shape. He's a bad defender. He barks at the refs constantly. Not a willing defender again. And he had been hurt in back-to-back camps. And he wasn't currently playing when they traded him. So I understood the conversation. But if you're going to trade Joe Burrow, and your argument is, well, we don't have a trophy, and he's increasingly hurt, you got to do better than a forgettable slot receiver and a left tackle past his prime and 1 first-round pick. So, and add this may be worse than anything. Greg Popovich always had this. Remember when Greg Popovich had Kawhi Leonard? And I thought it was a mistake, but he and Kawhi had his own medical opinions, and the Spurs medical staff is like, why can't he play? And Pop was done with it. Pop sent him to Toronto. Now, he won a title, but Pop's like, you don't trade anybody in conference. The fact that Nico not only traded rival Lakers, Luka, the biggest brand, everybody's rival in the West, and perhaps the league is the Lakers. I mean, when they go to L.A., you'll see Beat L.A. signs all over the league. When they go out of L.A., you see Beat L.A. signs all over the place. So it's the league's right. It's like the Yankees in baseball or the Dodgers. You're not trying to help them. right? So to trade in conference makes absolutely no sense. And yesterday was Mickey Mouse. 2.5 months. You won't have any recording devices. It's like, bro, you just got to stand up and take it. Even if, I contend the owners said, we're not paying him $75 billion. It'd be one thing if he's Ant Edwards, and you're like, plays every night, getting better, healthy, plays defense, engaged with teammates. I would pay Ant. I would also pay Luka, but I understood the concerns. That trade him east, 3 first-round picks, not the Lakers, and you got to get another star in their prime, especially one that's not injury-prone.